When I played A Plague Tale Innocence a couple of months ago, I made a promise to myself that I would be playing the sequel. After all, I was honestly surprised on how good it was. A captivating story, a good cast of characters, and good gameplay. And obviously, I can't forget about how gorgeous the game was and how much of an amazing soundtrack the game had. Released back in 2022, Asobo Studio picked up everything good they did with Innocence and took a step further. With 35 achievements and only 46 collectibles to find, Requiem is a bigger game than its predecessor and introduced new mechanics like skills. On my A Plague Tale Innocence video, I mentioned that the game allowed me to either go full on the offensive or play passively, and the new skills take a spin on that by rewarding you with EXP depending on how you play. 6 months had passed since we were on the road searching for something better. Amicia, Hugo and Lucas are out and about playing around near a castle. After a game of hide and seek, Lucas returns to his studies while we stay around and go play near a river. While we are here fooling around, a kid named Tonan joins us while we take down pine cones with our sling. Eventually the fun times come to an end, and after taking out every single pine cone Hugo sent our way, we get...
You sung so many! You're a great captain! And Tona was nice.
He was, yes.
We decide to explore the castle, and after falling through some planks, we see that we fell in a small village that was burned to the ground, and the locals, who really love bees, mistake us for the thieves who had set the place on fire. While running for our lives, we find little Tonan being choked by 2 of the locals. We step in, but since we are not strong enough to deal with this, Hugo has to use the power of the macula to handle the 2 men, which makes him collapse. While he's knocked down, he dreams of an island that has a phoenix in the small pond. By getting near that small pond, the macula retracts, curing him. Hugo wakes up back in a carriage as we are traveling to the Red City, where we are going to meet with an alchemist from the Order, an organization that has been studying the macula for centuries. On our way, we are stopped by more of the villagers that attacked us earlier, and after we fall off the wagon, we need to fight our way back to our family, which in the end, it makes Amicia kill someone once again. We arrive at the Red City, and before meeting with the alchemist, we go around the market. In here, after playing in one of the games in the market, we get our very first souvenir, which is one of the collectibles in the game. The Order gave us a house for the meantime, so we make our way there. While Hugo takes a nap, we start to see Amicia's mental state after what happened 6 months ago.
This is why you have doubts.
She's going crazy. Hugo has a nightmare which makes the macula react, and it's up to us to find the alchemist named Vaudin so we can find a way to stop it from spreading. Some parts of the city are closed off, and we quickly learn that it's because the plague has already reached the area. We find bodies inside one of the buildings that the guards are keeping closed, and we also learn that some mercenaries, like us, are after Vaudin. In the distance we see a tower with the Order symbol, so that's where we need to go. On the way we fall into a small dungeon, and we see our best friends, the rats. But this time there are more. Way more. After cruising through the dungeon and learning how to make ignifer, we manually power an elevator that takes us back to the surface. We find our first flower, and now we just need to navigate through the slums to reach the tower where we assume Vaudin is. After a lot of sneaking past both guards and rats, we finally enter the tower, and after some puzzle solving, we open a secret door that leads us to Vaudin. We speak with him and we escort him safely to our house so we can examine Hugo. Beatrice asks to get Nightshade to calm down Hugo, so back to the streets we go. But first, we need to talk about skills. There are 3 types of skills. Prudence, which increases when we play with stealth. Aggressive, which increases when we take down every single enemy. And Opportunism, which increases when you only take down enemies when necessary. It's impossible to get all of these in one playthrough, so you gotta try and level up as much as you can so you can get the corresponding achievements later. Back to the Nightshade. We reach the Butcher's district, and after going through some disgusting places, we are back to the good old normal of dealing with rats. After a very long run of hiding from guards, we finally make it outside. As we go through the small village outside, we reach the house of the local herbalist and quickly realize he doesn't have any nightshade. While we search inside the shed, we discover that the soldiers are taking supplies from the village, and now we are completely surrounded. Amicia begins to panic, which makes Lucas go by himself to try and get some nightshade. In good fashion, Lucas is captured, so it's time to get our boy back. After avoiding the guards, we reach the shed where Lucas is being held hostage and we quickly take out his kidnapper. And for some reason, on a fit of rage, Amicia decides to enter her emo phase of me against the world and decides to sling guards left and right. Oh, she's mad!
Yeah, just a kid that's killing you. Patience. It'll be your turn soon.
Eventually, we get captured by someone named the Beast. No, not that one. While captured, Lucas decides to give Amicia a piece of his mind, and honestly, it's one of my favorite moments in the game.
You should sit down.
Oh, so that's all you have to say? Come on. You can do better than that. You have a whole garrison here, why don't you really let yourself go?
Stop.
No! Do you see the situation we're in? We were just supposed to get herbs. How do you think Hugo feels right now without them? How will he feel when his sister is
I
hanged?
made a mistake, right? I don't know what's happening to me, Lucas. I feel my mind going.
Yes, because this world hurts. And it keeps hurting. And you want to hurt it back. But it's a fight you cannot win, Amicia. You are not them. You are a Darun.
Lucas once again pulls a trick and we manage to escape our small prison. We reach the storage unit where everything is kept, which is also closer to the exit. In here, we find the very first secret card, and we think of a way out. We use a ballista, and Lucas attaches Stupefacio to the tip to cause an explosion. And let's just say that it works. Allowing us to get back home. We need to go to Marseille and we will travel by boat, so we need to go to the docks to find Joseph, who is at the harbor waiting for us. Along the way, we learn that Hugo is condemned to die because of the macula and there's nothing we can do. On our way to the docks, we see the soldiers carrying bodies to the harbor, so we have to be careful. As we keep getting closer to the docks, our best friends, the rats, show up, so now that's an extra thing to worry about. As we are about to reach the docks, we meet a soldier who is trapped in a small shed because of the rats. After we help him escape, he says that he will escort us back home, that is until he realizes who we are and we are presented with the choice to take him down or not. We don't, by throwing some tar to his torch, stunning him so we can run past him.
We don't have time for this. Run to the stairs. Come on, the boat is right there.
Yes.
We meet Joseph, who was just about to leave since we weren't showing up. After convincing him to wait, he tells us to meet him in the next port, but for that, we need to go through the harbor while avoiding the guards. We manage to do so and meet him where he asks us where the rest of the group is. We ask him to wait while we go grab everyone while they travel to the dock near the house. We start going to the house, but we get chased by rats on a very tense moment. We finally arrive at the house, and since Hugo isn't okay at all, more rats keep appearing and our house starts crumbling, taking Valdan down in the process. We travel to the docks where Lucas and Joseph are there waiting for us. Our boat gets stuck in debris, so we have to get it free. Once we do, the boat keeps going, leaving Amicia and Lucas behind. We go after the boat and we come across some rats. And honestly, it's worth it just to hear Lucas roar.
Yes, you run pretty fast.
Man, I love Lucas. While we are here, we craft some more ammo and get...
We're close. Breathe.
I'm trying.
We finally arrive near the boat, but it can't move because the chain is blocking the passage. We take care of the chain, and now we just need to catch up with the boat once again. When we are about to do so, Lucas is once again caught by the soldiers, and we have to use the crossbow in Joseph's boat to set him free. We then meet Arnaud, the leader of the mercenaries that were in the Red City, and the one who has been hunting us down. We flee on the boat while using the crossbow to take down anyone who tries to stop us. Sadly, Joseph gets an arrow to the neck, and the mercenaries manage to pull the boat near the shore. We reach the ropes that are attached to the boat, but Arnaud gets in our way, forcing us to run. After playing a game of hide and seek, we need to get to the boat before he does. Sadly, we aren't strong enough and we get easily overpowered. Hugo comes to our rescue by using the powers of the macula, and then we are saved. Instead of joining Beatrice and Lucas, we decide to stay and look for a way to the island Hugo keeps dreaming about. Now that we are alone, we need to find a way to go to the island, but first, we run through a field until we find the first feather. After that, we reach a small camp run by pilgrims on their way to Rome. We speak with the leader to see if he knows where the island we're looking for is, but he doesn't. At the same time, the beast is back looking for us. We try to stay hidden, but they find us quickly until we flee into a quarry. In here, we are going to do a little bit of an exploit to get a couple of achievements. I wasn't sure if the upgrades would carry over to the second playthrough of the game, so I decided to do this just to be certain. We see a workbench, and in here we are going to fully upgrade the sling and quickly restart the section of the game.
Make things a bit easier. Much better. Looking
We do the same with the crossbow.
out of that one. This should make things.
The alchemy bag.
Looking.
The gear. And finally, the instruments.
Just what I needed.
Which was what we wanted in the first place, so we can upgrade our gear on the go. Inside the mine, Hugo learns how to sense people using the rats, which is an amazing power to use in order to improve our opportunism skill. We leave the mine and reach the other side of the quarry that happens to be full of soldiers. We avoid them and successfully infiltrate the building. Inside, Amicia faints and the rats start pouring in, and thankfully, Hugo learns another trick and now he can send the rats precisely where he wants. We finally leave the building and find that we are still in the quarry and that there are more soldiers here. We manage to evade them and reach for the exit only to see the beast inside the room waiting for us. After taking him down, we try to leave but Amicia is too weak. Hugo steps up and takes down every guard in sight using the rats. However, he loses control and a huge tsunami of rats comes in our way, making Amicia carry Hugo to a safe place before passing out. We end up being saved by Arnaud, the same dude who was trying to kill us a couple of minutes ago. Hugo says that Arnaud will take us to the island that we want to go, that happens to be called Lacuna. Arnaud then tells us that the Count's army is at war with him, the so-called scum of Provence, so he wants some help in exchange. He takes us to the island, and we don't let the Count get him. We are going to need a boat, and Arnaud says he knows a smuggler who can help. We'll also learn that he was in Guyane, where we are from, when everything started, and that's why he is currently here. After making our way through some caves, we enter the smuggler's hideout, and we finally meet one of my favorite characters in any form of media. We meet the leader of the smugglers, Sophia, who agrees to take us to Lacuna since she owes Arnaud for sparing her life. Now we just need to get her boat back. The Count's army placed their boat on the dock, so we need to retrieve it. After safely getting to the boat, we simply need to evade the rats so we can unlock the anchor and make our way into the sea. We finally reach the island of Lacuna, and while Sophia stays on a boat, we head out to explore and try to find the beach from Hugo's dreams. After asking a few locals if they know where that place is, we play a mini-game of throwing pots through flowers.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Those crowns didn't stand a chance.
We reach a square where the Count, that Arnaud mentioned before, is giving a speech. Blinded by rage, Arnaud decides to get revenge right there, which means we have to escape the place before we get captured. After evading the guards, we get back to the square where Arnaud and the Count are still fighting, and for some reason Amicia decides to intervene by pulling down a pole that ends up falling on Arnaud, causing him to get arrested. The Countess appears right in that second, where she asks us to be her guest of honor and to join them for dinner. While having a tour of the mansion, we notice a fresco with the phoenix from Hugo's dream, confirming that we are in the right place. We go to our room to enjoy a small moment of peace.
Yes.
We start the day by going outside of the mansion where Sophia is waiting for us. While exploring, we find some statues who resemble a phoenix, and by following them around, we see a bunch of people praying to a tree covered in flowers, and for some reason that just reminded me of Hereditary. Back to following the birds, we reach an old theater, and after burning the overgrown grass, we find a map of the island carved on the floor, and that same map has the same symbol as the Order. In the distance, we see the mountains from Hugo's dreams, so that's where we are going. Near the top, we reach a temple where a ceremony is taking place, and we decide to go undercover to understand what's going on. The temple belongs to the Order, and we learn that many centuries ago, a child was born with the powers of the macula. But in good old cult way, the Count changed the story to make everyone believe that this child would eventually come back and be their new god. Inside, we are chosen by the Countess to go on a trial, and we need to cross a small waterfall with a torch. When we do, we reach a pitch dark corridor and it's just creepy.
Just walk. I'm with you.
He's dying in his mother's arms. Evil has won. Centuries pass.
Sophia comes to our rescue and takes us out of there through a side passage. We reach a garden where we discover where the old carrier of the macula used to live, and we learn that his name was Basilius and his protector's name was Aelia. After going inside, we pass by rooms where Basilius and Aelia used to be, as well as a room where we can tell where Basilius was getting tested on, just like Hugo would be if the Order got to him. By interacting with everything here, we get...
I can't read it. I can. Come look, I think I've got something.
We speak with Sophia after she finds a scroll, and we learn that Aelia was taken away from Basilius and imprisoned in a chapel inside the fort. Before we can search further, guards arrive, so we have to leave. Back outside, we reach a shoreline, and on the way we find a body. As we continue, we find a bunch of slavers, so we need to be sneaky. As we keep going, we reach a place where the slavers are sacrificing the people they captured. This triggers Hugo, who uses the rats on the slavers, wiping them out. Sophia gets dumbfounded with what she saw, and she takes a well-deserved break from us. We apologize to Sophia and move on. We need to go through the ruins that are filled with slavers in order to reach the chapel where Aelia was locked up. We managed to sneak inside using a wagon that was transporting more slaves, but when we get in, so do the rats. After a lot of sneaking around, we finally got inside the place where Aelia was locked up, and we discovered that we need to return to the theater to get more answers. When we were about to leave, Milo, the slavers' boss, ambushes us, and we learn that just like the Countess, he's a bit crazy. Sophia takes Milo down, and now we have to sling slavers left and right, until Hugo once again loses his temper and releases another tsunami of rats on people. And just like Lucas, Sophia decides to give a speech to the brothers.
Hugo, look at me. Hugo, look at me. Sophia. Why are you crying?
'Cause you're going to leave. Because of me.
Calm down. Now you listen to me. I've never seen anything like you two. And for some stupid reason, I like you. And I like you at the shittiest,
Aww.
worst of your life, right?
Such a softie.
I'm fine with that. Even the strangest things happen for a reason. Sailors' stories are full of it. That said, you need to seriously calm down and listen to what adults tell you. Deal? And you are not a goddamn army. He looks up to you. And when your death wish becomes his, this is what happens. And this will have consequences.
So... are you staying?
Don't say it out loud.
Thank you.
You should be the ones rowing.
Back in Lacuna, everything has been destroyed by the rats. We return to the theater, where we use a pillar to destroy the mural on the floor. As we go deeper in the catacomb, we get surrounded by rats and the brazier, and I take advantage of this area to extinguish some of the fires to get... We eventually solve the puzzle and reach the bridge. On the other side, we find Aelia's body. After opening the huge door blocking our way, we are inside what's essentially a gigantic rat's nest. On the other side, we reach what appears to be a cathedral, and by reaching the end of the staircase, we find Basilis's corpse chained up. And this is where we learn that the macula was the cause for the very first plague. Rats start pouring in and we need to make a run for it, and after we do, we make the decision to leave the island once and for all because there's nothing for us here. Back outside, we are spotted by one of the guards that has orders to escort us safely back to the mansion. We refuse, but then he tells us that Beatrice and Lucas are there waiting for us. Sophia goes to the arbor to get the boat ready, while we go to the mansion to bring those two with us. After a small happy reunion, the Count says he wants to speak with us. We meet up with him and suddenly we get attacked. After playing a game of cat and rat, we barely manage to escape. When we get outside, we see Beatrice tied up in a pole and Lucas being held by the guards. After some lovely words of a mother, the Countess slits Beatrice's throat. Hugo wakes up and comes outside, only to see his sister half dead, his mother dead, and Lucas beaten up. After using rats to take down soldiers, he finally uses them on the Countess, avenging his mother. We then fall into a deep hole. After everything that happened, Hugo became catatonic, and that's fine, but we need to leave this catacomb. While looking for a way out, we find the last souvenir.
Stand up and go.
As we keep going, Hugo becomes more and more connected with the macula. Eventually, we reach a place filled with rats and rat bubbles that burst when anything gets too close. We come to the conclusion that Hugo is the one alerting the rats and bursting the bubbles to our presence. As his bond with the macula becomes stronger, we find a huge bubble of rats that explodes when we don't allow Hugo to come near it, making us run for our lives until we reach the safety of the outside. We need to cross the several nests that are in our way, and Hugo little by little starts leaving his catatonic state, freely controlling the rats. We get closer to Sophia's boat, but we overheard soldiers mentioning our no, and Hugo decides that we need to help him, so we agree. While exploring a destroyed part of the town, we find the last feather.
It will be alright. Soon.
And right next to it is the last secret card. Back to the main path, we finally find Arnaud tied to a pole and we operate a quick rescue mission by taking out every single guard and getting the man out of the ropes. More guards appear, but Hugo unleashes the rats on them, taking care of it really fast. We reach the boat and finally leave the island. While happily sailing, Lucas notices a ship coming after us. Turns out the Count still wants to take Hugo. While Arnaud unloads cargo to speed up our ship, we need to use our good old sling to take down his guards that are throwing explosives at us. Our ship collapses and we are being boarded, so together with Arnaud, we take down every single soldier of Count's army. However, in the middle of the fight, Amicia gets shot with an arrow and Hugo witnesses everything. He tries to use the rats on the Count, but... Silly man, we are in the ocean, there are no rats here. He charges at him only to be knocked out and taken by the Count. While Arnaud begs for the Count not to kill Hugo, we realize that the Count is also a bit loopy and says that Hugo is a god. Before his men can take him down, Arnaud picks up Amicia's body and throws it overboard, diving into the water to safety. We wake up on the beach and after going in the direction of Sophia's ship, the Count is there waiting for us. Sophia and Lucas are being held hostage and while Arnaud fights with the Count, it's up to us to take down his soldiers. During the fight, there's an explosion right in the middle of Marseille where the Count took Hugo. The explosion caused fog to appear, which means that what Hugo said earlier about killing the sun is now happening. The battle proceeds until the Count impales Arnaud, and in his final act, Arnaud knocks the Count's headgear off, allowing us to take him down once and for all. Sadly, in the end, Arnaud doesn't survive, and we take the carriage the Count used and head straight to Marseille. When we reach the town, rats burst through the walls, and we need to use the flamethrower attached to the carriage to keep them away from us. However, one of the towers collapses on top of us, knocking us out.
We're here.
I've never been to Marseille. Oh, you came in the loveliest season.
Nah, she's way too funny. Before our final stretch to save Hugo, Amicia decides to open her heart to her two companions.
Lucas, I must say, it's an honor to have you by my side. You're the most reliable, steady, nice thing in the world.
I don't know. But, you're my family.
You're sharing all this because you think you won't make it? You all still have a lot to live, so you'll make it. This is a damn order.
After that cute moment, we return to the road and find the last flower.
Offered me just before we met you, Lucas.
Oh. Makes me feel old.
That flower is sure to put a smile on his face. Yes.
While moving on, we see in the distance some sort of cocoon that Hugo made together with the macula, and it's an impressive view until another rat tsunami takes us down. After a big drop, Sophia breaks her leg, making her unable to continue. The rats come in waves, so we need to time it correctly in order to progress, until we finally reach a bridge where we are safe from the rats. We drop into the fog and lose Lucas, and while searching for a way out, we start to hallucinate with the phoenix statues we saw in Lacuna. Hugo starts to speak with us and realize that we can't follow the statues now. When we do, we end up being attacked by titans made out of rats, but there's no way to take them all out. We go back to the statues and do the same thing, hoping to return to the rat titans. Hugo eventually starts telling Amicia that she knows what she must do, and that is to kill him, because she needs to accept that she needs to go forward with her life instead of trying to change something that can't be changed. When she finally understands and surrenders, Hugo appears in front of her, consoling her. Hugo says that he thought she was dead, so he made a mistake and let the macula take over. Amicia starts backtracking and telling Hugo that they can still live and be happy, but she starts to see the people that she met along the way dying because of the plague Hugo brings. Hugo once again asks Amicia to kill him because he doesn't want to become a monster, and that he doesn't want to destroy the nice things that she showed him. As Amicia once again was about to despair, Lucas shows up and brings her back, and together they face Hugo.
Amicia, we're here.
I know.
One year has passed and Amicia is living in a house in the mountains that her mother mentioned. Sophia meets up with Amicia and she mentions that Lucas is on the road, still studying alchemy. Now, Amicia and Sophia plan to find the next carrier and protect her so they can help them on their journey, so they don't suffer what she and Hugo did. And after she says her goodbyes to Hugo's grave, she takes off. The story is done, and now there's only the skills part of the game that revolves around me after digesting this finale, replaying the game from the beginning. On chapter 6, we get
The island together.
Yes, we have to get out of here.
Still on chapter 6, we get And finally, in chapter 7, we get The game is over, but first, surprise end scene which may or may not be a sequel. A Plague Tale Requiem was a magnificent game to play. Asobo Studio did an amazing job, and this is what the sequel should be, picking up the good they did and amplify it while improving what didn't work. The characters felt more vivid, and they showed way more personality than before. Sophia was an amazing addition to the cast, and she quickly became my favorite character in the series, and one of my favorite characters in general. I enjoyed the approach of the skills, and that was an amazing addition. Again, I'm sad it ended on a sour note, but there's always hope to a sequel. I tried to not get too into the story in the video, because I think that I wouldn't make it justice, and hope that you will play it yourself because I can't recommend it enough. If you watch my whole journey, thank you so much, and I hope to see you on the next one.